IT services major Hexaware Technologies held its AI Day in Chennai on Friday, August 21st, a formal exchange disclosed event where the company laid out how deep AI has gone into its business. The headline number, Hexaware says more than half of its revenue is now AI infused, a figure it disclosed publicly for the first time. Speaking at a media roundtable, Hexaware CEO Srikrishna addressed recent reports flagged by Money Control that a threat actor claimed to have leaked employee data from Hexaware's Azure system, part of a wider dump. Srikrishna said internal checks pointed to the data being old and likely fake, citing mismatched employee ID formats as one red flag. We think it could be fake, but we take everything very seriously. We are investigating it top to bottom and we have brought in an external consultant to validate it, he said. Talking to The Federal, Hexaware's global CTO Satyajith shared how AI adoption is playing out differently across sectors and what typically causes enterprise AI rollouts to fail.
We have been saying and doing this for the last 6 months. Hexaware has been launching one AI solution every month. And you would have seen it on our websites, etc. So the AI Day is to reinforce that we will continue to do it, and we just launched Zero Friction Business. So that's a new thing that we have launched, and all of the day is around how we are using it, how our customers are feeling it, and what the future looks like for us.
What's different about how AI is adopted in financial services, healthcare, and manufacturing? And why are they moving faster?
Sure. So these three verticals that you name are having a lot of AI traction simply because of what technical debt they had in the past, right? So for example, if you look at the healthcare industry itself, the time taken to process some of these drugs going through compliance, regulators, etc., takes a long time because of manual documentation. With AI, that's been accelerated drastically, so that's reduced the time that is needed to actually do this functionality, which crashes down their ability to bring drugs to the market much more faster. So an example is that, right? The banking industry, all of you Gen Zs and younger generation want to do banking much more faster in mobile phones. You want to be interactive. You don't want it to be traditional in ways. So to get that interaction, to give you the experience, AI infusement is happening at a pace that is far beyond than what was earlier, right? Similarly, if you look at fraud detection, other aspects of banking aspects as well. So there's a lot of AI being used to identify and eliminate frauds and other wastage that banks normally have.
What's the real difference between a company using generative AI tools versus deploying autonomous AI agents?
Sure. So generative AI is just a term that is used for something called a large language model. Essentially, it just helps you communicate back what you ask for, right? So you ask a question, it responds to a question. If you ask a problem statement, it can help you resolve a problem statement, but didn't have any actions it could do. With agentic, you can actually perform actions. So instead of just talking back to you, it can do things on your behalf. So that's the big jump between what generative AI initially was and what agentic actually does. There are 3 stages in agentic. One is more understanding and giving you an output that you can use to execute. That's stage 1. Stage 2 is the agent will execute, but you have to approve it for it to execute. And stage 3 is going autonomous, wherein the agent behaves on its own, takes decisions on its own, and then executes on its own, right? So 3 stages of autonomy. Most of our clients are in stage 1. Some clients are matured to stage 2. Stage 3 are very rare use cases, mostly used in security areas, but there are stage 3 cases as well.
Where has AI actually cut reporting or compliance work for clients with estimated numbers?
Sure. So I gave you an example of the healthcare industry. I'll take insurance as another example. So if you go to an insurer, if you want to submit a claim, the documents have to be verified manually, right? If you submit a loan document for your bank, a lot of these documents have to be manually verified. With AI, these can be accelerated at least 30, 40 times than what it normally does at a fraction of a time and cost as well. So that's accelerated journeys in terms of documentation processing for these 2 industries in a drastic manner than any other industry.
What's the single biggest reason an enterprise AI rollout stalls or fails?
Some industries have some issues that are larger than the others. But first, the cultural resistance is a lot more because people see AI as a replacement, but it is not. It's more a complementary function. A lot of rumors going around AI replacing, etc., which is not really the factor. If you're skilled, if you reskill, you won't have a challenge, right? You actually evolve and you become better using AI and your demand becomes higher. So I think that's one aspect of it. Secondly, poor selection of use cases where the understanding is not there. And An assumption-based use case selection leads to this as well. Third, there might be use cases where technology is not matured, so going into those use cases is not the right decision too. So all three aspects.
Is the bigger blocker to AI adoption the technology itself or a shortage of skilled people?
Sure. So, if you don't learn things in a systematic manner, you will face roadblocks. You will face roadblocks down the lane. So, our ability to train our employees to have a systematic training, so they don't face these kinds of roadblocks in the future, is very critical for us. So that's the reason we have tied up. It's not a shortage of skills per se. It's our ability to train them in a particular way that we feel is the best way for them to know this technology and also showcase the technology to our clients.